High school basketball is back on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Tonight from Ball Gymnasium on the campus of Ball State University. It could be exploding scoreboards tonight as the Blackford Bruins take on the Muncie Burris Owls. Good evening and hi again, everyone. Brian Beaver along with you again tonight. Apologies for that little technical glitch. Not sure which of the gremlins got us there, but we're set to go. And we've got a fantastic matchup in this game tonight. What do we have? Well, only the state's leading scorer and seniors being honored on senior night, not just from Burris, but also for the visiting Blackford Bruins, a classy move by Chad Derek, the AD at Burris. And, man, talk about a good crowd. This is going to be a full house tonight to watch Luke Brown and his teammates go for win number 16. The Bruins are 15-5 for second-year head coach Jerry Hoover. They've turned around a program in 2 years, 14 wins a year ago. They had a 61-game losing streak at one point, but that's ancient history now for all the folks from up in Hartford City and the rest of Blackford County. They've got it rolling with Luke Brown and the Road Show coming in here tonight. Burris is 5-15 for fifth-year head coach Joe Anderson. They've struggled a lot, but they've played pretty well in stretches, especially the games they've won. And if they can put together a well-executed game here tonight, you never know what might unfold here in this beautiful old gymnasium where I called my first game, seems like 3 centuries ago. Burris taking the floor as they come out and get ready for this one. Blackford is still in the dressing room, but they'll be out momentarily. That's the 3-minute buzzer you hear behind me to let the teams know they need to get on the floor if they aren't already here. Mentioned the great Luke Brown. He's averaging 36.6 this season, averaging over 32 points a game for his career. He's now in his, well, soon to be, in his 36th game of varsity basketball tonight. Closest great scorer we've had to Muncie in a while. And you talk about great scores, he can do it all. He can drive, he can dish. He's the team leader in assists at nearly 7, and again, nearly 37 points a game. Bruins are coming in off a loss. They got whacked pretty good by Wabash their last time out. They lost that one 75-53. Bruins are scoring an average of 72 points a game this year, but 53 was their low water mark for the entire season in their last outing. They'll need to play better tonight to beat Burris. Burris is scoring almost exactly what Blackford has given up. Bruins are averaging 57-8 on defense. Joe Anderson's Owls are scoring 57-7 on offense. So if Burris can hold Brown and keep him in the building and play well, maybe they can come away with a big senior night win here tonight at Ball Gym. Reminder, we'll be with you again tomorrow night. It's a back-to-back doubleheader weekend as we hit the final weekend of the regular season. We'll be at Delta tomorrow night as the Eagles, the number 1 in 3A Eagles, go for their 23rd straight win. That would set a Delta record. They've never had an undefeated season in boys basketball at Delta, and they are every bit the number 1 team in 3A. They're playing great right now, and if they can get through that game tomorrow night unscathed, well, they'd have to go 30-0 to win a state championship in 3A. And I'm not going to tell you they can't get it done, but both of these teams tonight and Delta tomorrow night are all in the new Castle 3A sectional next week down in the largest high school gymnasium in the world. Both teams are now on the floor. They've come to their benches. We'll be introducing the starting lineup shortly and the national anthem shortly. And we're about set to roll here tonight with a full house on the campus of Ball State University here in Ball Gym. You hear the crowd across the way getting excited. There's a lot of energy in this building tonight, and we're just about set to go. We're going to join public address announcer Brian Meekin for tonight's ceremony, including the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America and our fighting men and women of the armed forces, the singing of our national anthem, sung tonight by Burris students Grace Mormon and Paige Orine.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Grace and Paige.
Very well done. We're about set to go. The team's about to be introduced. Back to Brian Meekin, the VA announcer.
On the campus of Ball State University for tonight's varsity contest between the Blackford Bruins and the Muncie Burris Owls. Let's meet the starting and non-starting lineups for tonight's contest. First, for the guests on the scoreboard, the Bruins from Blackford High School. First, the non-starters. Number 0, Dalton Willman. Number 3, Brandon Apple. Number 10, Peyton Hurd. Number 12, Andrew Beckley. Number 13, Ridge Dunica. Number 23, Braden Roberts. Number 32, Stephen Hoover. And number 44, Drake Ramsier. And now for tonight's starters. Starting at one guard, a 6'1" junior, number 11, Caleb Mealy. At the other guard, a 6'1" sophomore, number 25, Luke Brown. In the middle, a 6'2" senior, number 34, Nate Brown. At one forward, a 6'3" junior, number 5, Brandon Strobel. And rounding out the Bruin lineup, a 6'1" senior, number 21, Mark White. The Bruins are coached by Jerry Hoover, assisted by Don Hoover. All right, Owltown, let's get on your feet for tonight's non-starters for your Burris Owls. Number 12, Colton Fisher. Number 24, Jalen Kring. Number 25, Alex Halley. Number 30, Josh Stevenson. Number 31, Max Davis. Number 32, Josiah Smith. Number 40, Nate Drown. And number 43, Ian Kowalski. And now for tonight's starters. A 5'9" senior, number 3, Michael Boylan. At the other guard, a 6' senior, number 5, Jackson Adamowitz. At one forward, number 4, a 5'11" junior, Bracken Carnes. At another forward, number 15, Grant Jones. And rounding out the lineup, a 6'5" senior, number 23, James Royston. Your Owls are coached by intern coach Levi DeHaven, varsity assistant Dwayne Clemens, assistant coach the legend Mike White, and your head coach of the Owls, Mr. Joseph Anderson. Your officials for tonight's varsity contest, Mr. Ross Braun, Mr. Tommy Carey, and Mr. Shane Kinder.
There you have them. We're set to go. The jump circle is full. James Royston will jump for Muncie Burris. Screened by a player. terms of the Blackford tipper, it's Strobel, and he controls the tip to the backcourt, and Luke Brown will bring it across the timeline, right to left to open the night. Strobel will fire a wing three. He can't get it. Long rebound, run out rebound for Adamowicz. He'll come all the way, throw it away. Turnover, Muncie Burris. Here comes Blackford. Brown has it. Guarded man-to-man by Royston. That's a 6'5 player on a 6'1 guard, the state's leading scorer. Man-to-man defensively for Burris. On the low post. Brown up and got it. Nathan Brown with the first bucket of the game, and it's a 2-0 Blackford lead very quickly. On the other end, Boylan for three. Hits! Michael Boylan, one of the seniors for Burris. Buries a triple, and it's 3-2 Muncie Burris. The Owls go to backcourt pressure. Bruins solve it fairly easily. Nathan Brown with it, baseline, cut off. He'll spin out of trouble, back to Luke Brown. Luke with it out beyond the volleyball line, again guarded man-to-man by James Royston. High post pass, here's a drive inside, a shot blocked, a whistle and a foul against Burris, our first of the night. Grant Jones is the offender, his first on either team, and going to the line for 2 free throws is Mark White, who averages 5 points a game on the nose. First one up, first one rattles out, no good. He'll have another. First minute and 2 seconds of the game. Burris leading 3-2 here. Another free throw coming from Mark White. On the way, right-hander missed them both. Second one was short. So that's an exchange rate win for Burris. Adamowicz has it on the top of the key. Now he'll back out near the timeline. He's guarded by Luke Brown. Owls swing it to the left corner. Here's the drive inside. Carnes went up with it, had it blocked. It's going to be a jump ball call. Let's see who the error gives it to. It's going to stay with Burris. Owls are moving left to right here across your imagination in the bright blue uniforms with gold lettering and white trim. White roadies for Blackford with red lettering and black trim. Bounce pass, low post, knocked away. Owls come up with it. Royston gives it on the top of the key now, way out between the rings to Jackson Adamowicz, the leading scorer from Burris at 14-5 a game this season. Carnes has it out on top, trying to solve the defense. On the wing, Boylan looks down low, works the corner to Carnes. Carnes one dribble, works it out to Royston. Royston at the elbow. Now off to Jones. Now Adamowicz with a three. Yes! Jackson Adamowicz buries a triple, and it's 6-2. Muncie Burris, 2 minutes into the game. Luke Brown with the ball. Hasn't had a shot yet. He works it right side. Here's a drive and a foul on the way to the hoop. It's going to be another Burris foul. Give it to Michael Boylan. He grabs Strobel on the way. It's a common foul. Baseline inbounds play. Luke Brown has it out on the wing. Fires a three. It's up. It's no good. Offensive glass inside by Neely for the Bruins. Now Strobel with it. He'll drive the paint. Loses the handle. Goes to the corner. Strobel gets it back. Now they work it underneath. Back to Strobel in the corner. Inside the arc, long two. Rattles out now. Jones with the rebound for Burris. Owls playing well early. They have a 6-2 lead. Here's a drive down the paint. Jones fires, hits! Grant Jones with his first bucket. It's 8-2 Burris. 5:18 to go, first quarter. Brown, shimmy, shake, move. Nice feed on the baseline for the lay-in by Mealy. The dime goes to Brown to make it 8-4. On the other end, a long three, no good by Burris. Rebound comes down to Blackford. Quickly on the other end, Strobel's corner three, short. Rebound inside, the stick back good by Caleb Mealy to make it 8-6. Little 4-point spurt here by the Bruins to get back within two, middle of the second quarter. Luke Brown guarding Adamowicz on the dribble, swipes it, knocks it out of bounds, right into the bench. Adamowicz yelling at his teammates to move without the ball. Got a substitution coming into the game for Burris. It's number 25, Alex Halley. His first action tonight. Burris with the ball. Burris with an 8-6 lead. 4:35 to go, first quarter. Adamowicz drives it on Brown. Works it on the wing now. Can't get a shot there. They'll weave it into the corner. Here comes Jones with it. Baseline move. Fires up the glass. Got it. Will it count? We'll wait for the official signal. Here it comes. It's going to be on Nathan Brown. They say common foul, so Burris will inbound. Right away, a three-pointer on the way. Good from the wing. Brecken Carnes buries a triple. It's 11-6. Burris halfway through the first period in an exciting one here tonight in Ball Gym. Luke Brown driving the paint, fires on the run. Got a little 10-foot runner to roll in. Luke Brown has his first bucket of the night. It won't be his last. It's an 11-8 game. On the other end, Royston fires and misses. Burris with the offensive glass. Three-pointer on the way. Too strong from the corner that time by Carnes. Long rebound comes out to Luke Brown to bring it across the timeline. Three from the volleyball line. Bam! We're tied at 11. And Brown steals it on the inbounds play on the press. He drives baseline. It's a blocking foul against Burris. Crowd is really dialed into it now. Alley picks up the personal foul for Burris. That's the third one on the team. Another common foul, a baseline inbounds play just on this side of the goal. It comes into Strobel. Now on top to Luke Brown. He'll uncork another three and hit it again. He just turns and looks and taps his chest. 8 points for Luke Brown, and it's a 14-11 lead for Blackford. On the other end come the Owls. Royston with it. Hits the cutting Adamowicz. He drives. He scores! He beat Luke Brown defensively, and timeout Blackford on a beautiful drive and hoop by Jackson Adamowicz. 3:15 to go in the first quarter. It's Burris trailing Blackford 14-13 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special?
They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Ball Gym. 3:15 to go in the first quarter. Blackford burns a timeout early in this one as they lead 14-13. Everyone wants to know, how many does Luke have? Luke Brown, 8 points already on a pair of trays and a 2-point bucket. He's off to a good start. So the timeout called by Blackford. They'll inbound the ball in the backcourt, bring it to full 84 feet. Backcourt pressure again, man-to-man by Burris. They'll look to trap if they can. Blackford's going to have to hurry. They nearly throw it away. They do get it across the timeline. Feed underneath. Shot up and good off the glass. Nathan Brown with a beautiful reverse lay-in to make it 16-13. That was a tough make. Here's Adamowicz driving, shooting, scoring. Is it going to count? I think it's going to be a common foul again. Here comes the signal. Luke Brown gets the foul. That's the first one on him. Second one on the Bruins. It's a common foul. Inbounds play for Burris. Adamowicz trapped in the baseline corner area. He'll fire. He'll hit a three! Jackson Adamowicz. 8 points, and we're tied at 16 apiece with 2:40 to go first quarter. Strobel driving baseline. Fires. Beautiful finish off the glass. We've got Brown and a teammate down on the other end, tangled up. Adamowicz answers on the other end. Wow. Well, we're tied again at 18. Our third tie of the game. Final 2:15 of the first quarter. Here's Luke Brown. Shake and bake move. Two of them. Now works to the wing. Strobel three-pointer. High off the back of the iron. No good. Brown in the inside with the bucket. No, he can't get it. But Luke Brown will go to the line off a nice offensive rebound. Another Burris foul. James Royston is the offender. First one on James, fourth on the team. And going to the stripe, nearly money every time, Luke Brown. He hits the first one. He has 9 in the game. That makes it 19-18. Blackford. Brown shooting 95% from the line this year. He got them both. Swisheroo. So Luke Brown has a 10-point first quarter, and it's a 20-18 Blackford lead. Owls on their end. Three-pointer from the wing. Up off the back iron. No good by Carnes. Rebound, a one-hopper to Luke Brown, and he'll bring it across the timeline. Guarded man-to-man by Halley. High post feed now to the baseline. Brown fires. Nathan Brown misses. Offensive glass again for Blackford. Now it's knocked away. 3-on-2 break. Blackford can't get back. Basket off the glass on the lay-in by Adamowicz. They're going to count the bucket. We're tied at 20 on a great finish by Adamowicz. He has 12 points in the first quarter, and he's going to the stripe for the old-fashioned three-point play. This is for the lead. He missed it. Rebound comes down to Blackford. Luke Brown will bring it across the Owlhead at the timeline. Pulls up from the volleyball line. Too short with this one. Luke's got it right back, though. Brown will spin out of trouble out near the timeline. They'll reset their offense with a $1:15 to go in the first quarter in a 20-20 game. Brown behind a screen now, double team. He'll look underneath. Feeds Nathan Brown. Baseline shot won't go. Rebound tipped and controlled by Burris. Now it's loose on the floor. 3 guys have a hold of it. Here comes the whistle. The officials run in. That should be a dual possession. It is going to be a held ball, a jump ball, and the ball stays with Blackford with 1:05 to go in the period. They'll inbound it with Mark White doing the honors. He gets it into Luke Brown. Brown guarded closely by Halley. Brown behind a screen. Now out on top. Works it far wing. Strobel drives it, spins out of it, comes back to Luke Brown out near the timeline now. Roysden guarding him again. Brown on the dribble, on the wing, behind his back. Looking to put up a shot. He does. It's good. 3-pointer. Luke Brown. 13th point of the game, and it's 23-20. Blackford, late first quarter. Burris on their end. Roysden, baseline jumper good. Adamowicz, make it Roysden with the bucket, and it's 23-22. Brown with the ball. See if they play for the last shot. He's got it with 15 on the clock. Guarded by Halley. Now on this side of the volleyball line near the timeline. Clock now to 10. Here goes Brown. Works it to the corner. Strobel's shot. No good. Rebound Burris. Sounded like we had a whistle. Hard to hear through the crowd, but it is a foul against Blackford with just under 5 seconds left in the period. Caleb Mealy picks up the foul. Burris with a chance to take the lead if they can get a bucket here. 4.7 seconds to go. They'll inbound it to Adamowicz. Now on the wing. Halley's 3. Off the glass, no good. Rebound loose. It goes to the Blackford bench, and that does it. We've played the first 8 minutes here in Ball Gym. At the break, it's Blackford 23, Muncie Burris 22. Back with period number 2 after this timeout on the Doco Preps channel.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Brian Beaver back with you from Ball Gym. We moved to period number 2 in a barn burner. We've had several lead changes and 4 ties already, with Blackford leading Burris 23-22. As you might guess, Luke Brown leading the scoring with 13 first quarter points. 2 from Brandon Strobel, 4 from Caleb Mealy, 4 from Nathan Brown for Blackford. For Burris, big first quarter from Jackson Adamowicz with a dozen. Michael Boylan with 3, Carnes with 3, Grant Jones with 2, and James Roysden with 2. We're underway in the second period with Burris holding the ball. they can take the lead on this trip with a bucket of either kind. Hallie has it out on top, gives way now to Adamowicz behind a screen. Drives it, elbow jumper, off the front iron, no good. Nice work on the glass by the Bruins to bring it away. Knocked away in the backcourt, it's going to be a foul as Adamowicz tried to steal it from Luke Brown and got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Adamowicz with one foul. Inbound play coming right in front of me. Comes into Brown, Luke Brown. He'll bring it across the timeline. Guarded by Hallie. First possession of the second quarter for Blackford. Here's Brown out near the volleyball attack line. He drives it. It's a block foul. The official on top called a block. Could have been an either-or call. Hallie has picked up his second personal foul. That's the 6th on Burris. So they're out of fouls to give on the common foul. And across the way, a four-court inbounds play for Blackford. And the official giving an eyeful and an earful to Luke Brown and his defender as they jostled for position. It's going to be Grant Jones picking him up across the timeline. Brown drives it, feeds baseline. Beautiful pass for the assist on the finish by Caleb Mealy. Mealy with 6. It's 25-22. Burris attacking. We've got a whistle down on the post on the catch before a shot. It's a common foul on Blackford. Give the foul to Dalton Willman. His first foul. It comes into the corner. Long three. Up. Just off the iron by Adamowicz. A one-hopper rebound for Brandon Strobel. And here comes Blackford. Luke Brown has it. Jones guarding him. He'll drive it. He'll finish in the paint. It won't go off the glass. Pretty move. Just couldn't get the roll. Rebound by Burris. Adamowicz will bring it across the timeline on the dribble. Gets a screen. Pulls up. We've got a whistle on the pick. It's going to be an illegal screen by Muncie Burris. It's going to go on Jalen Kring. Good call. Second turnover of the game, and that's it. 2 by Burris, none by the Bruins. So here comes Blackford with it. A drive by Strobel. He finishes in heavy traffic with a laying off the glass to make it 27-22. Pretty move inside by Strobel. This is not a one-man team from Hartford City. Burris attacking. Biggest lead of the night so far, and they nearly throw it away. Kring has it inside. He forces up a shot. Bodies all over the floor, and a whistle and a foul, and it's going to be on the Bruins. Caleb Mealy picks up the personal. He has 2. That's the 6th team foul on Blackford. And just that fast up to check back in for the Bruins is Nathan Brown. Jalen Kring going to the stripe. 2 shots. First one good. That makes it 27-23. Blackford will bring Mealy out. Out comes Jones for Burris. Kring will have another free throw. Right-hander rips it, misses. Blackford with the board and Luke Brown with the ball as he brings it across midcourt. He works on Royston, drives to the free throw line, fires on the run, got the roll good. Luke Brown picks up his 15th point. So 29-23, Blackford lead. 5:50 to go, first half. Adamowicz out on the point on the dribble against Brown, works it on the wing to Carnes. Carnes elbow jumper, too strong. Rebound on the glass. It's going to be against Burris on the foul on the box out. Kring has 2 quick fouls. That's not what you want. And right away, Grant Jones is up to check right back in for Burris. That puts Blackford in the bonus. 1-1 for the final. 5:43 of the first half. It's going to be Mark White at the stripe. You look at his numbers this year, 65% from the free throw line. Right-hander takes a look, uncorks it, got it. His first point of the night. 1 out of 3 from the line for him. Makes it 30-25. to 23. Blackford starting to make a little move and create some space here with a 7-point lead. Make it an 8-point lead. Got them both. Did White. He has a pair in the game. And he'll take a seat. 5:40 to go before halftime. It's 31-23 Blackford. Burris going to work. Here's Adamowicz firing from the baseline. Pretty hit for the bucket. Adamowicz with 14 points to make it 31-25. Backcourt pressure by Burris. Brown drives all the way. Pretty feet underneath. We got a bucket and a foul by Willman, and it's going to count. Beautiful assist by Luke Brown. Great finish by Willman. Nice hoop. Makes it 33-25. Going to the line for the finish. Can't get it. Willman missed the free throw. Not going to get on my soapbox about free throws just yet. Here's Burris, trailing by 8 on offense. Drive to the baseline, right down the key. Jones with the miss, but he collects the foul. Give the foul to Nathan Brown of Blackford. He has 2. That's the 7th team foul on Blackford, so both teams are in the 1-and-1. This is a 2-shot trip for Grant Jones of Muncie Burris. Just a sophomore and their second leading scorer at 13-6. Sky-high free throw, no good. He'll do it again. Jones is only a 62% free throw shooter for the season. Nothing automatic about these at all. Jones taking his time. Now it's on the way. This one rattles in. So Jones got 1 out of 2 at the stripe. Back-to-back court pressure for Burris, trailing 33-26. Here's Luke Brown with it on the wing far side. Roysden guarding him. Now they're going to double him, at least show the double. Strobel has it from Brown. Drives baseline, fires off the glass, rolls off, no good. Offensive rebound, a nice job in there by Beckley of Blackford. Strobel has it now. Way out on top. Brown free off a curl. He'll fire, no good. Rebound knocked away. It's loose. Here comes Burris with it. Adamowicz feeds the baseline. Shot up the glass. No, it won't go for Jones. He had a point-blank chance and couldn't get it. Good defensive pressure that time by Blackford, and they've still got a 33-26 lead. All alone, wing 3, good. Strobel was by himself. He's got 7 points. Timeout, Muncie Burris. The score on the floor. Blackford 36, Burris 26. Back with more after this timeout on the Delco Preps channel.
The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the ball game. Thanks for enjoying the game tonight on Beaver Media. Coming out of a Burris timeout, biggest lead of the night right now at 10 points as Blackford leads Burris 36-26. Luke Brown has really put on a show, not just with his shooting. In fact, he has handled the ball better than he has shot it early. Some really pretty dimes for assists, and we're about set to get back at it here, coming out of the Burris timeout. Backcourt inbounds play. Burris will bring it 84 feet. Adamowicz on the dribble. He'll bring it across the timeline. Now take it down the paint. Fire on the run. He's hacked. That's every day and twice on Sunday for that foul. Wow. Beckley picks up the foul for Blackford. And going to the stripe is Jackson Adamowicz. Should be a 2-shot trip, and it is, and he misses the first. Adamowicz 0 for 2 at the line here early in the game. You look at him for the season, 74%. It's the best on the team, but he's 0 for 2. Let's see if he can break the ice there. Next one is good. Adamowicz with his 15th point, and that cuts the lead to 36-27. Blackford has it in the forecourt. Luke Brown on the handle. Here on the near wing to Strobel, guarded by Adamowicz. Now high post to Willman. Luke Brown gets it from him. Now shown a double team. Burris throwing 2 men at Brown. He'll drive it. Now work to the wing. Strobel 3. No good. Long rebound. Comes down to Burris. Adamowicz with it. He'll dribble across the timeline. Now a give and go move. He fires and hits off the glass. Pretty move. 17 points for Adamowicz. And the lead is down to 36-29 with 3.5 to go before halftime. Luke Brown weaving with the dribble. Bounce pass to the wing. Willman's 3 won't go. Burris collects the board. Give it to Roysden. Long pass ahead on the baseline. Bounce pass kicked defensively by Blackford out of bounds. It'll belong to Muncie Burris. Good feet by Stephen Hoover. Hockey goalie move. Corner 3, come off the inbounds play. It's good. Beautiful. Colton Fisher buries the triple, and it's all of a sudden 36-32. A 10-point lead is down to 4, and here's a bump foul way out 40 feet from the basket as Jones bumped Luke Brown to pick up his second foul. Going to the stripe, Luke Brown. Double bonus situation, 2 free throws for one of the best shooters in the state. First one good, as you might guess. 16 points. 37-32. Next one.
And Blackford Athletic Directors Chad Wilderick and Tony Ugan would like to congratulate Bruin sophomore Luke Brown. With that last free throw, Luke Brown has become the all-time Blackford boys basketball scoring leader in just his 37th career game. He surpasses Chris Strobel, who set the previous record of 1,164 points in 1995. Let's give him a nice round of applause. Congratulations to Blackford's Luke Brown.
Classy move by Burris there to stop the game temporarily. And it's 38-32 off the 2 free throws by Luke Brown, his 17th point unofficially in the first half. Burris with 3:06 remaining in the period and the half. With Adamowicz on the dribble, got it closely. He'll bring it across the timeline, throws it away. Fast break, Brown all by himself for the lay-in. Luke Brown hits the bucket off the turnover for his 19th point to make it 40-32. We've got a whistle across the way and a violation by Burris. I've got him for 5 turnovers, none by Blackford. 2:52 to go in the first half. It's a 40-32 Blackford lead, and they go way to the backcourt on the pass in to Luke Brown. It'll be picked up at the midcourt stripe by Grant Jones, and now Adamowicz will double it. They get the ball out of his hands. Willman drives it baseline, throws it away. Here comes Burris with the ball now loose on the floor. 3 guys holding on to it. Strobel on the floor with it. Let's see who the arrow gives the ball to. It's going to be Blackford. Blackford ball. Andrew Beckley nearly threw the pass away on the inbounds, but Luke Brown has it. Now we'll bring it into the forecourt. Guarded by 2 men, Adamowicz and Jones, as they force the ball out of his hands. Strobel with it now. Works it near corner. Willman will drive baseline. Fire on the run. Can't get it off the glass. Offensive rebound for Beckley. Strobel with it on top for a 3. Good! 10 points for Brandon Strobel. 43-32. Biggest lead of the night at 11 points with 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in period number 2. Burris in the forecourt. Jones back outside. 3-pointer wouldn't go. That time off the hands of Fisher. Rebound comes to Blackford. They'll push it quickly. Beautiful feet on the baseline. Oh, Willman missed an easy bunny. He misses another one. Third try is good. Hoover with it to make it 45-32. A 13-point lead, biggest of the night for Blackford. Owls need a bucket. They haven't scored in a while. Here's a move inside. Jones forced it up between two Blackford defenders, and he'll collect free throws. Foul is going to be on Hoover. His first. Grant Jones going to the stripe for Burris. They called a two-shot foul. That's the 9th team foul by Blackford. Jones with 3 points in the game on a bucket and a free throw. Here comes this one, and it's good. Jones with his 4th point. Breaks a little run there by Blackford and makes it 45-33. 1:32 to go before halftime. Bruins comfortably in front by a dozen. Jones looking for another free throw. He fires, he hits. Substitution for Burris on the make by Jones. That's his 5th point. Coming in for Burris, Josiah Smith. Thrown away by Blackford. Here's the fast break opportunity for Burris. No good off the glass. Royston had it but couldn't make it. And here's a lead pass to the other end. Burris back on defense. Strobel with a 3 from the corner. It's an air ball, no good. It's knocked out of bounds on the battle for the rebound, and Muncie Burris is going to have it. And you hear the air ball chant. Strobel's a good player, but he gacked that one. He's going to hear about it from the crowd the rest of the night. 1:03 to go. Burris trailing 45-34. Adamowitz out on top. Works here on the wing to Fisher. Carnes on top now. He'll drive it. Kicks it to the wing. Carnes goes baseline. Double teamed is Royston. Skip pass out on top. Carnes a long 3. No good. Rebound Willman of Blackford. Good defensive trip by the Bruins that time. Clock under a minute to go. Here's Brown with it. Luke Brown. They're going to force him left, and now he gives it up to Strobel across the court. In the corner now. Hoover tries to throw it back out to Strobel. Good hands by Burris to knock it out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 25.1 to go. Bruins to inbound up the sideline in the forward court. It comes right into Luke Brown. Clock down to 20 now. He'll give it off near side. Strobel open for 3. He'll fire, he'll hit. Strobel buries his 13th point. 48-33. Adamowitz elbow jumper on the other end, good. He has 19. Clock down to 5, down to 4. Here comes Brown. He has it knocked away near the elbow with under a second to go. Wow. Foul is going to be on Burris. Give the foul to Josiah Smith. 2-shot double bonus trip for Luke Brown. He's hit all 4 of his free throws, make it all 5. Got him for 20 points in the first half. 49-35 is the Blackford lead with 9/10 of a second to go. Next one up, also good. Brown buries them both. Carnes is going to throw it toward the basket from 60 feet away. He can't get it, and that does it here in the first half. We're at halftime. Great second quarter by Blackford, and they'll take a big lead to the locker room. We're through 16 minutes of basketball. At intermission, it's Blackford 50, Muncie Burris 36. Back with the halftime show after this timeout on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do.
You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the ball game. We're at halftime here at Ball Gym. At the break, Blackford 50, Muncie Burris 36. Blackford took a seesaw first quarter lead and finished at the stop at the end of one ahead 23-22. A 27-point second quarter has the Bruins out in front of Burris 50-36 at the break. Outscored them 27-14 did the Bruins in period number 2 to pull away for that 50-36 lead. Great first half in terms of execution, hardly any turnovers at all. I've got Blackford for 2 and Burris for 5 in the first half. Fouls could be a little bit of an issue as we move our way through the second half. We have a couple players with a couple of fouls. I don't see anyone at first glance with 3, but I have 4 players, 2 on each team, with a pair of personal fouls in the first half. We'll take another break, come back, and tell you the unofficial first half scoring after this timeout on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel.
The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who play high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common?
They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Indiana high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Brian Beaver back with you from Ball Gym. We're just about set to get things underway. Here in the second half. Unofficial scoring at halftime. First for the Blackford Bruins. Unofficially, Luke Brown, 21 points. Brandon Strobel, 13. Caleb Mealy, 6. Mark White, 2. Nathan Brown, 4. Dalton Hillman with a bucket off the bench for 2. Andrew Beckley and Stephen Hoover also off the bench. Beckley didn't score. Hoover, a 2-point bucket for his scoring to round out 50 for Blackford at halftime. For Muncie Burris, Jackson Adamowitz, the big man, came in averaging 14.5, 19 already at halftime for him. He's way over his average. The rest of the scoring for Burris, Michael Boylan, 3 on a triple. Bracken Carnes, 3 on a triple. Grant Jones, 5 points, including 3 free throws. James Roysden, a bucket for 2 points. Alex Halley off the bench, didn't score. Jaden Kring, same thing, off the bench with a point for him, rather. 1 out of 2 from the stripe for Kring. Colton Fisher came off the bench to drain a triple for his 3. Josiah Smith came in off the bench, didn't score. That rounds out the Burris total of 36 in the first half. So, Jackson Adamowitz and Luke Brown have gone nearly head-to-head. Luke Brown with 21. Adamowitz says, oh, yeah, it's my gym with 19. Not going to take it and just hand it to anybody, great player or not. Ain't going to make them work. Well, they've done some work with a 50-36 lead. Both teams are back on the floor in the warm-up period. We're just about set to get things underway here in the third quarter. A lot of work to do for Burris, trailing by 14. Quickly, turnovers, 2 in the first half for Blackford, unofficially 5 for Burris. The turnover situation, very good for both teams. Fouls, men with 2 each. Caleb Mealy of Blackford with a pair. You look down the rest of the sheet, Nathan Brown with 2 for Blackford. And for Burris, the only guys with any kind of trouble with 2 each, Grant Jones has 2, and Alex Halley has 2. Throw in a third one, Jalen Kring with 2, as Burris tries to throw multiple defenders at Luke Brown and try to get the ball out of his hands. And when Brown has the ball in his hands, he's great at making plays for other teammates. He's not just a scorer. He's also a distributor. 6.6 assists a game to go along with that 36.6 average. And I'm going to get on my soapbox just for 20 seconds. This kid takes a lot of static on social media. And I, for one, have had about enough of it. He's a great player. If you can't appreciate him for what he is, go play in traffic. We don't need you. He's a great player. And you get your keyword purge going, that's fine. It's a free country. But not on my feed and not in my time. Kid's an outstanding player. And I'm, for one, am going to enjoy watching him and his exploits as he tries to make a run at Damon Bailey's all-time boys scoring record. And I, for one, hope he gets it. And I have no skin in the game at all, other than I appreciate the history of the game, and he's a phenomenal young player. Shame on you if you can't appreciate his talents. Take a quick break. Back with the third quarter. Sermon over after this timeout on the Delco Preps channel.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message is presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We're set to go here in the second half. Burris will move it right to left. Blackford left to right across your imagination. Burris will inbound it and start things offensively here in the third quarter, trailing 50-36. Good sticky defense by Blackford. Man out on top, zone underneath. Here's Adamowitz, high post to Jones. He'll fire on the run in the paint and hits from about 5 feet. Grant Jones with his 7th point to make it 50-38. Here comes Blackford into the forecourt. Luke Brown working on Roysden. Luke Brown out in the center circle just on his side of the court. Still on the dribble. Bounce pass near wing to Strobel. Now out on top. Goes to Nathan Brown. Luke Brown gets the feed, throws it away. Might have been deflected. A rare Luke Brown turnover. On the other end, move inside by Jones. Went strong to the basket and got fouled. Mark White picks up his first foul of the second half. It's a baseline inbound situation for Burris. Jones to trigger it in. Needs help, gotta hurry. Now into the corner. Three-pointer, Carnes, short, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It's gonna go to Burris. So a good offensive trip this time by Burris. They'll get a third crack at the bucket, this time inbounding from the other side of the goal. Comes into Adamowitz in the near corner. Drives to the elbow, fires on the run, hits! Beautiful finish on the jumper over Beckley. Adamowitz with 21 points, and it's 50-40. First 2 buckets of the second half belong to the Owls. They get a turnover. Here's Adamowitz finishing on the other end. He's fouled. Hope he's okay. Beckley took a shot at him with an arm swing. Not the cleanest play. Adamowitz is going to the stripe. End up asking for timeout are the Blackford coaches.
Timeout! Timeout! Timeout!
You hear him screaming for a timeout. Now they're going to get it. We'll take the break with them. 6:47 to go, third quarter. It's Blackford 50, Burris 40 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the game. Jackson Adamowicz at the free throw line for a pair of tosses. Coming out of the Blackford timeout, the first one is good. Adamowicz with 22 points in this game. That makes it 50-41. Adamowicz will do it all over again. Got them both. Swisheroo. Adamowicz, 23 points. It's a 6-point run to open the second half by Muncie Burris. There's a foul in the backcourt by the Owls. James Royston is the offender. 2 on him. Common foul, sideline inbound play coming for the Bruins in the backcourt. Comes into Luke Brown. He'll bring it down the court. Backcourt pressure from Bracken Carnes, and now he'll be picked up by Royston. Brown dribbling toward us here at the scorer's table now on the right wing. Drives the paint. Fires on the run in heavy traffic off the glass. No. He got fouled on the way, and he'll shoot free throws. Going to be on James Royston of Burris. 3 fouls on him. And going to the line, it's like handing out free money. Luke Brown missed one. Off the front of the rim, back of the rim, and out. He is human. He's shooting at only 95%. Second one is all net, right in the middle of the hole to give him 22 in the game. 51-42. On the other end of Burris, 3 is no good. Goes out of bounds. Going to stay off a tip by Blackford with the Owls. Grant Jones will throw it in, brings it in to Adamowicz, who drives to the elbow, works it on top. Now Jones with it again on the wing. Goes inside, has it knocked away. He recovers and hits a turnaround jump hook. Jones with his 9th point to make it 51-44. It's a 7-point game. Blackford on offense. A nice move to the basket on the drive and to collect the foul by Mark White. Waiting for them to put the Burris foul up. It looks like it's going to be on Halley. It'll be his 3rd. First free throw is good by White. He'll shoot another. 3 points in the game. 52-44. Next one, up good. This is a good shooting team all the way around. 53-44 now, under 6 minutes to go. Bracken Carnes, 3-pointer from the wing on the near side won't go. Another one-hop rebound as the box outs do their job. Luke Brown racing into the forecourt. Gets it right back from pass out of the corner from White. Here's Brown driving. Firing off the glass. The teardrop, no good. Good job defensively by Burris on Brown. Rebound to Jones. Now on the other end, Adamowicz will fire. Can't get the baseline jumper. Rebound, Blackford. Long pass ahead. Strobel on the wing. All alone. 3-pointer good! 16 points to make it 56-44. Blackford's lead is back to 12. The ball knocked out of bounds and a turnover by Burris. Their 6th of the game unofficially. Checking back into the game for Burris is number 12, Colton Fisher. So right now you've got Fisher, Halley, Adamowicz, Jones, and Carnes for Burris. Blackford easily breaks the press. Wing 3 up. No good this time by Strobel. One and done trip as Adamowicz gets the board. Feeds the wing. 3-pointer. God! Carnes with the triple. Timeout. Blackford. Check it. It's going to be Burris with the timeout to stop the clock. 4:58 to go. 3rd quarter. Blackford 56. Burris 47 on the Delco Preps channel.
There's just one place where students are students first. and athletics are played with purpose and perspective, that place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Play resumes with Burris trailing Blackford 56-47. Middle part of the third quarter, 4:50 to go. Luke Brown, elbow jumper, can't get it, too strong. Jones with the board, lead pass comes ahead. Carnes gives off, here's the move in the paint, a whistle before the shot. It's going to be a foul on the floor, a common foul on Blackford.
Blackford foul, 21, Mark White.
Give it to Mark White. Second one on him. Just that fast. Nathan Brown checks out for Blackford, and Willman checks in, Dalton Willman in his place. The inbounds pass comes in, nearly knocked away. It's not out of bounds. Good hands that time by Andrew Beckley. And this time, Burris will inbound from the sideline right in front of their bench instead of on the baseline. Jones is still the trigger man. It comes into Adamowicz in the forecourt. Here on the near sideline, takes it between the rings, picks up his dribble, gets off for a two-pointer. No good by Carnes, got his own. Follows up, it rolls off, no good, he follows it again! Carnes with good work on the glass, got the bunny for his 8th point. 56-49. Burris trying to battle back in this one. They trailed by 14 at halftime. They've cut it down to 7. They've cut it in half. Luke Brown, far side, near the volleyball line, still with the dribble. Baseball pass here to Strobel. One step, one dribble, about a 10-footer good from the wing. Strobel with 18 points in the game. Quickly on the other end, a shot up and good. It's going to be a travel on Burris. On an out-of-control move by Jones. Wow. Good call. No issue with that at all. Here's Blackford attacking. Three-pointer near wing. Strobel couldn't get it, but Willman with the board, and they'll try it again. Skip pass. Luke Brown. Three-pointer up. Three-pointer good. Luke Brown with his 25th point of the night. 61-49. Burris trailing by a dozen again. They need a bucket. Here's a long three on the way. Carnes answers back with a triple. 11 points in the game to make it 61-52. That was a deep three from University Avenue. Luke Brown uncorks another one. Top of the key, three-pointer, all money. 28 points for him. 64-52. On the other end, here's the move by Burris and a bucket, and it's going to count. Adamowicz finishes for the field goal. The foul is going to be on Beckley, his third. Adamowicz with the bucket. He has 25 points in the game. He'll have a free throw for the old-fashioned three-point play. He's having a great game on senior night. Kiss of death by me. He missed the free throw. And with 3 minutes to go, it's 64-54. Blackford leading Burris. Here's an open three on the wing. It's on the way. It's good. Nothing but net for Willman. 5 in the game for him to make it 67-54. Burris back on offense. Carnes pulls up. 17-footer out on top won't go for him. Blackford has the board. And a 13-point lead with 2:32 to go before halftime. Here's a drive by Brown. His finger roll won't go. Burris, fast break, 3-on-3. Feed to the wing. It's off the hands and out of bounds. Great pass by Carnes. Hallie couldn't make the catch. Goes out of bounds for a Burris turnover. Beckley checking out for the Bruins, and he gets a nice hand from the Bruin fans behind me. He's doing a good job. 2:22 to go in the third. It's 67-54. Got a whistle and a foul on a baseline move. It's hard to see through Jerry Hoover. He's pretty opaque. Hallie picks up his 4th foul. Inbound baseline. Trigger man is Luke Brown. It comes into Strobel. He'll drive it. Fire from the elbow. No good. Rebound Burris. They'll push the pace quickly. Down the far sideline. Now out on top, Fisher's three-pointer, no good. Another one-and-done trip as Blackford clears the board. Pass thrown away. Good steal by Adamowicz. He lays it in. Great play by Adamowicz as the passer fell asleep. And that makes it 67-56 on the other end. Shot no good. Burris with the board. Here they come quickly. Knocked away. Stolen away by Brown. He'll bring it out. Across the timeline. Shake and bake. Goes baseline. Lays it in. Luke Brown with his 30th point. 69-56 with a minute and a half to go third quarter. Burris on the attack in the forecourt. Here's Fisher, near side wing three, too strong. Another board by Willman of Blackford. 1:15 to go in the period. 13-point lead for Blackford. They're also going to take a little air out of it right now. Luke Brown on the dribble, guarded by Halley. The bench is telling him he's got 4 fouls. Drive on him. Brown communicating with the bench. Halley is about 7-8 feet away from him as Brown dribbles out near the timeline. 48 seconds to go. Now Brown starts his move into the lane. Feeds baseline. Beautiful cut. Dime by Brown. Lay-in by Willman to make it 71-56. And I got a whistle on the other end on the move by Muncie Burris. Mark White is the man who picks up the foul. That's his third common foul. Neither team in the bonus yet. And it's an inbounds play with 37.8 for Burris. Adamowicz gets it in the corner, drives in the paint, fires, hits on the run. Adamowicz playing the game of his life with 29 points. 71-58. Final 25 seconds of the period. Who's got the ball in his hands? 25. Luke Brown right in front of us. Guarded by Royston. Clock down to 17. Luke Brown between the rings, still on the dribble, back and forth. Guarded by Royston. He'll drive to the paint. Fire on the run. Got it. Beautiful finish by Brown. 32 points. Here comes Burris. Royston with a three at the buzzer. It's not going to go, and that's going to be it for the third quarter. Terrific ball game and a big lead for Blackford going to the break after 3 periods of play. It's Blackford 73, Muncie Burris 58 on the Doco Preps channel.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We're back at Ball Gym. We head for the start of the fourth quarter with Blackford ahead of Burris 73-58. Scoring leaders through 3 unofficially. Luke Brown for Blackford with 32. Jackson Adamowicz with Burris 29. Playing a great game on his senior night. Blackford has the ball to start the fourth period. It's Luke Brown with it. He'll work it to the corner. Three-pointer, Strobel, air ball, left it short. The rebound comes down and it hits the leg of Bracken Carnes and squirts out of bounds. And when it's going bad, it's going bad. Belongs to the Bruins. They get a break. Comes into Will. He's all alone, unguarded, missed the 3. Rebound tipped away, controlled by Burris. Here comes Jones down the floor at the free throw line. Off the glass with it, no. Rebound, Luke Brown. Here he comes quickly. He's going to go all the way to the glass. Gives off to the baseline. Shot rejected! Grant Jones packed the lunch of The shooter, Andrew Beckley. What a block. Wow. Inbounds play for Blackford. It comes in. Luke Brown spins it out to Strobel. Strobel at the top of the key. Now they work at baseline. Here's a move inside by White. Gets it back to Strobel. Drives baseline. Little 12-footer won't go. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It's going to be off a Burris player. Went off Adamowicz out of bounds. It belongs to the Bruins. It'll be inbounded by White. Comes into Willman. Now they work it out on top to Brown. Just to the left side of the middle of the floor. Strobel by himself for three in the corner. Good. 21 points for Strobel to make it 76-58. On the other end, Carnes trying to answer with a three. No good. Tipped on the rebound to Roysden. He couldn't get it to go. Wow, a couple great scoring chances there for Burris, and they just couldn't put it in the basket. Great pass to the baseline. Shot rejected again! Same two guys as Jones denies Beckley. There comes Blackford with it, teeing up a three out on top. Missed it right, missed it badly. That's about as bad a miss as you'll see out of Luke Brown. It was offline. Burris with the board. Adamowicz brings it across the timeline. Jones free for a three-pointer in the corner. Too strong an air ball. Ball tipped out of bounds on the baseline. It's going to stay with Burris. Wow. Grant Jones with two blocks that were phenomenal. And I got them on video. They're going to be nice to look at later on. But if you're Blackford, you don't care because you're ahead 76-58. Checking in for Burris is Michael Boylan, one of the three seniors. Pass comes into the corner. Carnes for a three. Got it. Carnes, 14 points in the game. 76-61. 15-point game. Luke Brown dribbles into the forecourt. Double team. Spins out of trouble. Gets it underneath. Blocked again! Jones does it for the third straight time. Lead pass. Oh! Luke Brown erased it on the other end with a great play. I won't tell you. I lip read that one. I won't tell you what he said. I can't broadcast it. Back-to-back blocks. Jones and then Luke Brown. Fantastic shot block on a hustle play at the other end. You're up 17 points and you're hustling your tail off like that. Luke Brown is for real, folks. Kid is a multifaceted player, not just a gunner. Here he has the ball, drives the paint, fires on the run, no good. Rebound inside by Blackford, the follow-up, no good. Here's a rebound by Burris and a quick run up, but no advantage. Adamowicz behind the back pass. Carnes for three, couldn't get it. Rebound inside, Burris forces it up, won't go. Blackford with the board. Good defensive trip for Blackford that time. 5:30 left in the game. 76-61, Blackford leading. Strobel with it on the baseline, throws it away. Intercepted by Adamowicz, who brings it down the floor. Works it near side, Carnes for a three, it's up. No good. The official stops the play with a foul on Caleb Mealy. That's his third, sixth on the team. Neither team in the bonus yet. Baseline forecourt inbound play for the Owls with Jones throwing it in. Gets it into Boylan. Now low post feed, a shot turned up. No good that time by Kring. Blackford with the board, Brown with the ball. Brings it across the timeline, works it to Strobel in the corner. He'll cock and fire a three. No good. Long rebound. 3-on-1. Here comes Carnes. Has it stolen away by Brown. Fantastic play. Here he comes the other way. Laid in. Great feed. Unselfish play. As Brown gave it up to Willen for the bucket, his 9th point to make it 78-61. Phenomenal game for Blackford. On the other end, Carnes with the triple that won't go. Long rebound came all the way out beyond the arc, and it was knocked out of bounds. The fans from Blackford don't like the call, but it's going to go to Burris. Wow. Willman is checking out for Blackford. I believe going in his place is Stephen Hoover. Boylan with a three. Off the iron short. Burris tracks down the rebound. They'll try it again. Jones inside. Forces it up. Hits a tough shot. Jones with his 11th point. to 78-63 Blackford lead with 4:21 to go in the game. Burris needs a run to make this a contest. Brown works it near side here to Strobel. He's going to be double teamed. Dribbles out of trouble. Bounce pass to Brown. Brown now on the far wing. Here he goes driving through traffic. Ran into one of his own players. And a timeout called immediately by the Blackford bench. They burn another timeout, and we'll take it with them. 4:03 to go in the game. It's Blackford 78, Burris 63 on the Delco Preps channel.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Indiana high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities. They're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We're back out of the timeout by Blackford to keep a possession alive. They'll inbound the ball on the baseline just to the far side of the bucket here in the forecourt, leading 78-63 midway through the fourth quarter. Brian Beaver along with you. Thanks for loaning me your ears for a while tonight. Luke Brown tries to feed the high post. Ball knocked away. It's loose on the floor. Blackford will keep it, though, on a nice hustle play by Brandon Strobel. They'll recycle the offense in Brown's hands. Out near the timeline, he's going to be double teamed in the corner. Tries to spin out of it. It's knocked out of bounds. He lost the handle. It's going to be a turnover, and he does not like the call. You let the Zebras know. Unofficially, 6 turnovers by Blackford. 9 turnovers in the game, unofficially by Burris. So the Owls need a run. Trailing by 15 with 3:35 to go. Let's see what they've got left in the tank. Carnes has it. Needs help, gets it to Boylan. Three-pointer, top of the key, no good. Blackford with the board. Nice work by Stephen Hoover. Strobel now will play a little point and bring it across the timeline. Works it to the corner and Hoover. Now to Strobel on the wing. Way out on top, nearly threw it in the backcourt. Nice save by Luke Brown, who's double teamed, spins out of trouble. Gives off to Strobel. He'll drive, fire, gets fouled. He'll shoot a pair. Boylan with the foul for Burris, 2 on him. Both teams have 16 fouls, so they're both out of fouls to give with 3:04 left in the contest. Going to the line is Brandon Strobel, having a pretty game. First one good. 22 points for him. That's his first free throw of the night, and he made it. Flushed it big time. 79-63. Lead back to 16. Strobel, also an underclassman. Missed the second one. Rebound knocked out of Adamowicz's hands, but Burris will keep it. 3:02 left in the game. Burris trailing by 16. They're going to have to start jacking some threes, and Carnes is going to cork one and fire from the wing. 2 bounces off the rim, no good. Strobel with the rebound for Blackford. Brown gives it right back to him. Strobel passes across the timeline to Mealy. Long skip pass to the baseline, knocked away, but Burris has it. And now it squirts away to Blackford. Blackford will take it. Brown fires in the lane. Got the shooter's roll. Luke Brown, unofficially 34 points. Quickly on the other end, a move by a Burris player and a foul. Going to be on Mark White of Blackford. 2 shot free throws. Alex Halley for the Owls with 2:30 left in the game. First one squirts out, no good. Halley will have another free throw. Hasn't scored in the game. Right-handed guard looking for his first point, and he got it. Halley with a 1 out of 2 trip to the stripe to make it 81-64. Blackford out in front comfortably with 2 1/4 to go. Working their offense in the forecourt. Strobel with the ball. Now gives off here to Mealy. Mealy double team. Needs help. Works it here on the near side. White, 1 dribble. They work it back out on top Here comes Brown, driving, firing, he's fouled. He'll go to the line. James Royston with his 4th foul for Burris. Luke Brown going back to the stripe. The big news tonight is that he's missed a free throw. He made that one. Give him 35 points on the night. 82-64. The hand you hear is from Mark White, who comes out of the game for Blackford. Brown shooting again. It's good. 36 points in the game to make it 83-64. On the other end, Carnes going to work. Long 2, good. Carnes with 16 points to make it 83-66. Minute 48 to go. Bruins have it in the forecourt. Brown with the ball, 40 feet from the basket, double team near the timeline, spins out of trouble. Now he'll bring it near side to Mealy. High post to Strobel. He'll dribble to the baseline, fire and hit off the glass. 24 points for him, 85-66. It's all over but the final score. Here's Adamowicz firing at the other end. He's fouled on a blocking foul. That'll stop the clock with a minute 26 to go in the game. Brandon Strobel picks up the foul. And we're going to have wholesale substitutions at the scorer's table. Jackson Adamowicz is going to shoot a pair. And you hear the hand for the Blackford Bruins starters who are about to come out of the game. Adamowicz has had a fantastic game, looking for point number 30. It looks like a hotel at checkout time down here in front of the scorer's table. 5 Bruins waiting to get in the game. Like a dog on a leash on the porch, they want to chase the squirrel. First free throw is good. Adamowicz with 30 points in the game. And here comes the hand for the Blackford starters as they come out. Luke Brown and all will call it a night. The lead is 85-67, minute 26 remaining. Adamowicz looking for what must be his career high as he hits both free throws and 31 points on the night. 85-68 is the game lead for Blackford with about 80 seconds of time to burn off the clock in this one. Bunch of reserves in the game for Blackford. Wouldn't be surprised if some JV guys are out there getting a few varsity minutes for Jerry Hoover. They've got this one in their bag and in their back pocket. They're going to go home up State Road 3, real happy. Clock down to a minute to go. Bruins with the ball in the corner. Three-pointer up. It's good! Frank Ramsier got the triple. On the other end, Adamowicz misses. Ramsier with the rebound for Blackford. You heard the crowd. 88-68. Well, when it rains, it pours if you're Burris. Ramsier gives up to the wing. Three-pointer, air ball, out of bounds, but saved back in. We're going to say out of bounds. Off the miss that time by Brandon Apple. Wow. Burris will inbound with 31 seconds left in the game. Adamowicz will let it trickle across the timeline in his final game in this gym. He drives and can't hit it off the glass. It spun around the rim and came out. Burris with the board, and we've got a whistle and a foul with 24 seconds remaining. Grant Jones is going to go to the free throw line. The Apple free throw, courtesy of Apple, is first. He just grins, coming over near the bench. Going to the stripe, Grant Jones. 2 free throws coming for him. He's got an 11-point night going. First of 2 is up, and it's in. 12 points for Jones to make it 88-69. I've never seen a player shoot a higher arcing free throw than Grant Jones. The ball must go 15 feet in the air. He'll shoot another one. Jones looking for his 13th point of the night. He's played a pretty good game. It's on the way. He missed it. Rebound comes to Blackford. Now taken away in the backcourt. Burris has it off the turnover. Three-pointer from the wing. No good. Short air ball that time by Boylan. Hustle play to save it back inbounds off a Blackford player by Jones, and Burris has the ball one last time with 14.4 remaining. Jones will pass it in, comes into Adamowicz. Another three on the way, no good. Rebound fought forward, taken down by Blackford. We've got a jump ball call on a held ball, and Burris is going to be the beneficiary of the possession arrow and keep the ball in the final 8.6. Pass comes in. Boylan lays it up. Can't get it. Jones with the rebound. He'll fire. No. Rebound Blackford. Final 2-1. That's going to do it. This one is over. The final score. Blackford 88. Muncie Burris 69. Blackford wins for the 16th time this season, and they've got a head of steam going into their finale tomorrow night with Anderson Prep Academy. We'll take this timeout, the handshake line in between us, right here at the scores table. Good sportsmanship. This one belongs to the kids from Hartford City. We'll take this timeout. Back with the postgame show after this break on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who play high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Indiana high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
A 50-50 ball, an elbow to the ribs, a sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to Ball Gym. It's a lot more quiet now. This one is in the books, and it belongs to the Blackford Bruins, who win this one going away tonight by a final score of 88-69. With the victory, Blackford improves to 16-5 this season overall. The loss will drop Burris to 5-16. Burris, how did you like to play this back-to-back? They got to play Blackford tonight and have to play the only undefeated team in Indiana tomorrow night out at Delta. A game we'll have for you again tomorrow night on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. We appreciate your continued support of our coverage of high school sports. We think we do it pretty darn well, and we're happy that you agree and show up and lend me your ears for 2 hours at a time on winter Friday and Saturday nights, and this time a Thursday night in Indiana in a cold winter. Unofficial scoring in this one for Blackford. The state's leading scorer, Luke Brown, hits his average tonight. He came in averaging 36.6. I've got him for an even 36 tonight as he did his job, not just shooting the ball, but distributing the ball, and was fantastic with the offense, running the offense tonight for his head coach, Jerry Hoover. Brandon Strobel, 24 points. So those are the two Bruins in double figures. Between the two of them, Strobel and Brown got 60 of their 88. Caleb Mealy started and scored 6. Mark White started and scored 4. So did Nathan Brown, started and scored 4. Dalton Woolman off the bench with 9 points. Stephen Hoover, 2 off the bench. Drake Ramzier came in and hit a 3 in garbage time late in the game and made his teammates go crazy. So he finishes with 3. Andrew Beckley and Brandon Apple and a couple other guys played off the bench and didn't score in mop-up time. For Muncie Burris, 2-3 players in double figures. Jackson Adamowitz with a fantastic game in his final game on this floor. 31 points for him tonight. Bracken Carnes with 16. Grant Jones with 12. Michael Boylan hit a triple for 3 in the first half. James Roysden hit a bucket for 2 in the first half. Alex Halley off the bench with a point on a free throw. Same thing for Jalen Krang, a point off the bench with a free throw. Colton Fisher hit a triple off the bench in the first half for his 3 points. Josiah Smith played throughout the game off the bench, did not score. And that rounds out the Burris total. So, what can you say about this one? It was pretty much what a lot of people expected. It was a heavy dose of the Luke Brown show for Blackford. You look at their production, here's what you got to look forward to in Hartford City. Luke Brown, sophomore, 36. Strobel, a junior, 24. Dalton Willman, a junior, 9. You get my drift? As good as they are now, their future is even brighter than their present. And they're pretty good now, and they could be a spoiler in the sectional. Blackford will face a very good Hamilton Heights team in their first game of the sectional. And on the Burris side, check that. It's Burris facing Hamilton Heights. Blackford will take on either Yorktown or Delta, whoever wins that opening round game down at the Fieldhouse in Newcastle. So it's not easy for anybody. It's among the toughest sectionals in the state, certainly in 3A. And it's going to take some pretty good performances to get out of that gym, that parquet floor down in Newcastle. Luke Bumbelow and company are much better than their record. If you think you're going to make a decision about how good they might be based on their one-loss record, let me tell you, the back half of their season has been fantastic. They've had some fantastic performances and losses. They nearly beat Carmel. They nearly beat Hamilton Southeastern, and they've beaten a lot of people in the second half. So don't sleep on Newcastle. Even without Mason Gillis, they're still pretty good down in Henry County. Going to take one more break, come back and settle this one up, get you set up for tomorrow night on Beaver Media and the Doco Preps channel.
A 50-50 ball. An elbow to the ribs. A sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to Ball Gym. One final time tonight as Muncie Burris goes home unhappy on senior night. They drop an 88-69 decision to the Blackford Bruins. Blackford led Muncie Burris by just a point at the end of a period, 23-22. At halftime, the Bruins expanded the lead to 50-36. They outscored Burris in the second period, 27-14. In the third quarter, we went to the stop. Blackford out in front of Burris, 73-58. So they added a point to their lead after three. Outscored Burris 23-22 in that frame. And in the fourth quarter, a 15-11 advantage for Blackford in that period. And they expand the lead and go out and win by 19 points, 88-69. Terrific performance all around by Luke Brown. He's got a lot of accolades coming his way in the future. I'm sure All-State will be one of them. Indiana All-Star, probably also one of them. Might make a run at Mr. Basketball as a senior in a couple of years. And while we're on the topic of 2 years ahead, the game tonight, Blackford at Burris, will be played at Worthen Arena in 2 years. So, given the time of year and his scoring ability, Luke Brown might be in the neighborhood of the all-time Indiana scoring record held by Damon Bailey at that point in his career. And if that's true, if he's anywhere close, you're going to pack Worthen Arena with 5,000 or 6,000 fans to watch this kid do his thing, because he's really, really talented. You heard my sermon earlier. You know what I think of him. And shame on you fools and your keyboard courage and your knowledge of the game into writing this kid. Go watch him and be happy for him and his talent. Man, it's all you got to do is sit on a keyboard and hack away at a 16-year-old kid. Man, I'll say it again. Go play in traffic. Do us a favor. So that's going to be it. We'll be with you tomorrow night at Delta as the Eagles try to make history. They've never had a perfect regular season in all their 50-plus years of basketball out in Royerton, but they can do it tomorrow night if they can beat Muncie Burris. So, the final score in this one, for the final time, here from Ball Gym, it was the Blackford Bruins 88, the Muncie Burris Owls 69. For all of us at Beaver Media, I'm Brian Beaver, the guy in the crosshairs. Thanks for joining us tonight. Be with us tomorrow night when we bring you Burris at Delta. Until then, have a great rest of your Thursday night. So long, everybody.